Why systems don't lead, people do. Hi, I'm Emma Claire, a private consultant and the founder of Phoenix, an advisory practice dedicated to structured clarity, behavioral architecture, and sovereign presence. I developed the Phoenix Leadership Architecture Framework to provide a structured, research-informed approach to leading people, decisions, and performance with clarity, authority, as well as impact. Unlike traditional coaching models that prioritize motivation and catharsis, my approach emphasizes discipline, behavioral structure, and deliberate decision-making. I work with founders, executives, and high responsibility professionals who recognize repeating dynamics and seek structural refinement rather than emotional performance. This keynote explores how leadership is shaped at a human level, how people think, interpret, and respond, as well as how this ultimately determines performance, engagement, and results. We've never had better systems, better processes, better technology, better tracking, reporting, automation. And yet, leadership is not getting easier. Teams are still disengaged, communication still breaks down, performance is still inconsistent. And the assumption is often we just need a better system. But here's the problem. Systems don't lead, people do. And if leadership is not working, it is rarely because the system is missing. It's because something is happening at a human level that the system cannot fix. Systems give us structure. They tell us what to do, when to do it, how to track it. But they don't determine how people interpret that, how people feel about it, or whether people actually follow through. You can have the best CRM, the clearest process, the most detailed plan, and still have miscommunication, disengagement, inconsistent results. Because systems don't execute, humans do. There is a layer of leadership that is often overlooked. It's not strategy, it's not structure, it's not even skill. It's how people experience what is happening, because people are constantly interpreting. Do I understand what's expected? Do I feel confident in this? Does this make sense to me? Do I trust this direction? And when those questions are unclear, you don't get resistance in a visible way. You get hesitation, overthinking, silence, partial engagement. And leaders often respond by adding more structure, repeating instructions, increasing pressure. But that doesn't solve the problem. Because the issue is not the system, it's the interpretation of it. This is where it becomes more nuanced. Because many leaders are highly intelligent. They can analyze, plan, strategize, but leadership is not just analytical, it is relational. And this is where many leaders struggle, because people are not always logical, predictable, or consistent. They are influenced by emotion, perception, context. And if leadership relies only on logic, process, and instruction, it misses the layer where behavior is actually shaped. One of the clearest examples of this is communication. Most leaders communicate clearly, but clarity is not the same as influence. You can explain something perfectly and still have people not act. Why? Because people don't act on information, they act on meaning. And meaning comes from understanding the why, seeing relevance, feeling confident in what to do. The difference between complete this by Friday and this allows us to move forward without delay and keeps things aligned is not complexity, it's connection. And that is what drives action. Now, this becomes even more important under pressure because pressure changes leadership. When things go wrong, clarity reduces, communication shortens, reactions increase. And this is where leadership is most visible. Because in those moments, people are not just listening to what you say, they are reading your tone, your clarity, your composure, and deciding, can I trust this direction? Strong leadership under pressure is not about having all the answers. It is about maintaining clarity, simplifying what matters, and guiding people through uncertainty. So if systems don't lead, what does? It is not more process, more structure, or more control. It is understanding people, communicating clearly, responding intentionally, and maintaining authority under pressure. Because leadership is not what you build around people, it is how you lead the people within it. And when that is strong, systems don't need to compensate, they start to work. Systems create structure, but it's the people that create the results. And leadership is what connects the two. That is Phoenix. Thank you for taking the time to invest in this work. The work you've done here is just the beginning of leading more intentionally. How you think, communicate, and show up in the moment that matter the most. If you'd like to continue the work more personally, you're welcome to visit the website and secure a one-on-one appointment where we can explore your specific situation in greater depth. If you'd like to work through these concepts in a structured way, the Phoenix Leadership Architecture course is available through the website whenever you feel ready to take that next step. Thank you again for being here.